Welcome back to Hardball. The FBI was alerted 3 months ago to questionable emails Mark Foley allegedly had sent to a former page, but the Bureau failed to open an investigation then, and now the organization known as Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington wants to know why. Melanie Sloan, the group's executive director and a former sex crimes prosecutor, was the first person to notify the FBI of the emails. And now she's asking the Justice Department's Inspector General to investigate whether the Bureau was politically compromised into not taking any action back in July. Melanie, thank you. How did you get a hold of these emails?
We received them from a third party who got them from a congressional staffer. And as soon as we got them, the same day, we forwarded them to the FBI.
Did they come from someone who had gotten email from the congressman?
I don't know who the staffer was, but we got them from a third party.
Who is the third party?
Somebody from a different government watchdog organization.
You don't want to give their names?
No.
Why?
Because they've asked us not to.
Okay, let me ask you about the FBI. What do you think the FBI did when they were alerted to these by you? I mean, you turned them over to the FBI. What did they do, as far as you know?
I think they did nothing. That's what I'm learning now, because they just said this week that they opened a preliminary investigation. If they're just opening a preliminary investigation on Monday in response to Speaker Hastert's letter, then obviously they haven't been investigating over the past couple of months.
What was the worst you found in the emails that you think justified a criminal investigation?
The emails, which were from an adult male to a young man he barely knew, asked for a photograph and asked the young man when his birthday was and what he wanted for his birthday. Those are the kinds of emails that a sexual predator will often use to entice a victim into further contact. And there's material on the FBI's own website indicating that that's what to look for, that's what to be aware of.
When do you break the law? At what point in that conspiracy or that effort to seduce or entice do you break the law?
It depends on the age of the young person involved, but mostly you have to have done something to take an action to actually arrange sexual activity.
So meet me at the corner of this, or meet me at this restaurant.
That's right.
Any evidence of that in the emails you saw?
Not in the emails I initially saw. In the later instant messages, there's some evidence that that may have occurred. But the emails that I saw raised
Well, it definitely talks about, he says, I could drive a lot of miles for a hot stud like you. And there's another one where he says, you got to come to my apartment to drink because we don't want to get busted. Is that enticement?
Yes, that could be enticement, and it again depends on where they both were at the time and the age of the young man involved, but that could in fact be a crime.
Is phone sex a crime?
No.
Where does the court decide these things? Where does the government decide what's in and what's out? What's legal, what's not?
Congress decides. Congress makes these laws, ironically enough.
And what do you think should be the action taken by the FBI as of now?
Well,
Wednesday, what should they be doing from now on?
They should be grabbing Representative Foley's computers. They should be looking at his hard drives. They should be talking to all the other former pages who used to know Congressman Foley.
Do they need probable cause? Do they need a warrant to do all that? They do, don't they?
They do need a warrant, but I think with the instant messages, they have enough to get a warrant.
With the suspicion of what crime?
The suspicion of soliciting a minor into sexual activity.
What's the punishment for that crime?
It can be up to 10 years. Yes. Yes.
People have been. This law has been effective.
Yes. It's been applied before.
Great to have you on. Thank you for teaching us all this. Melanie Sloan, thank you very much. When we return, male house pages were warned to stay away from Foley 11 years ago. We also have a report from a staffer who's just quitting now that he told the speaker about this 2 years ago. Why are we just hearing about all this now? You're watching Hardball, only on MSNBC.